All right. It looks like we live. Let's see how this is the first time I'm doing a live, ladies and gents. So uh the title is this is the Target rant. We're talking about the Viper situation. G.I. Joe Classified Series Viper, Firefly. I'm your host, Red Cheney. This is Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. Alongside my partner, my brother right here, DJ Ruckus. Once again, under normal circumstances, we would be sitting here just having a nice conversation about the collector lifestyle and all things included. But unfortunately,
it's not that kind of party this time.
It's not that kind of party this time. It wasn't that kind of party last time either. But I had planned on doing some content with the homie right here. That was just going to be different prior to Firefly and the Viper coming out as Target exclusives. Let's take a trip back to Hasbro PulseCon. When was that? October, November? Sometime?
I believe it was October, yeah.
Okay, so let's take a trip back just a few months ago. And let's specifically talk about the G.I. Joe announcement, the G.I. Joe segment. Let's specifically talk about that. Most fans remember that when they were announcing just fantastic figures. You got Flint come in, you got Lady J come in. You have they showed the retro series that's Walmart exclusives. People had thoughts about that too, because exclusives are just this really dirty and negative word in the collecting community nowadays, and understandably. But specifically when they started showing Firefly, specifically when they showed Zartan, specifically when they showed the Cobra Infantryman, which is the I guess the general release, the more readily available release of the Cobra Trooper, which is a Target exclusive before. And then when they showed the Viper, before they even got to the point of saying where they would be up for pre-order later on that afternoon or anything like that, the multitude of comments was basically, please, not a Target exclusive. Please, 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 comment after comment.
Throughout the chat.
The whole chat, everybody's like, no, please, F Target, whatever. I mean, people were like, getting angry. And obviously I was right there with them. I was back and forth on the phone with Ruckus, and we were talking about it like, please don't let them say it's going to be a Target exclusive, every case may be. And then, true to form, and as everybody suspected, they said Target exclusive. It seemed like the staff, or the Hasbro staff, was really powerless to address the multitude of comments that were negative comments they were getting, and probably had nothing they could do about it themselves. Because, for the most part, it's designers that are on those segments talking about the creations that they've come up with. So anyway, fast forward to later on that afternoon. People are trying to refresh their pages on Target. They're searching for the items. Within 0.30 seconds, it's sold out. When they refresh the page, sold out. So people aren't able to get it online. But I'm sure the bots and scalpers were able to. And I'm sure some fans were able to too. But I don't know of any. I never met any. So then we start running into the familiar territory of street date versus release date, availability, Target website inventory versus Pop Finder versus BrickSeek, then getting, verification. That it was a fiasco. It was a fiasco. And if you agree, comment. If you didn't experience any of this because you were out after the last fiasco with Target classified Cobra Island classified series, then you missed out on some more disappointment. Ruck, I know you've been able to get your hands on one Firefly and two Vipers, but I'll let Ruck tell his story, and trust me, he had to go through it himself. And Ruckus, go ahead.
The Firefly situation was just a matter of having to wait for them to locate it. So the problem with that one was obviously we got there, me and 5 other people got there, technically 6 other people. And they just had to locate it off the pallet. So we ended up waiting about 2.5, closing on 3 hours. I'm not proud of that, standing around waiting for a toy. But knowing the situation for what it is, you know, you got to do what you got to do, I guess. The issue seems to be primarily, not seems, it is primarily with the Viper, simply because it's a troop builder.
As was the issue with the Cobra Trooper.
As was the issue with the Cobra Trooper. We'll go all the way back to January 1st, New Year's Day. It's when all the madness started, because that's the day that Firefly and the Viper were released. So everybody was aware of this. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody, as in beyond the toy collecting community, beyond the G.I. Joe classified series collecting community. Everybody knew about it. Obviously, the scalpers knew about it. And it goes even beyond that. I'll withhold the rest of that rather cryptic statement for the end of my tale. Where we live out here.
My bad. Hold on just a second. Toast Demon, what up? Let's see the comment. What up? Go ahead.
What up? Anyhow, in our county alone, we got to a store and we were there first thing in the morning. And I was there early enough that I was one of the first 6. The first problem is that every store got a case, one case. You all already know that the cases comprise 6 figures. So that's all, only 6 people can get it. I was early enough to be one of those 6.
Chubby Teddy Monster Productions. What up? How you doing?
Welcome. So, we're there. They're looking for it, or so they say. There's no case to be found. Nothing. They can't find anything. So,
but the inventory said?
It said that they had 6. It said that they had 6. Their own inventory said they had 6. Pop Finder said they had 6. Stated that they had 6. The in-store, when you go scan or try to look up an item, showed that they had 6 on hand, in the back, 0 on the shelves. That's exactly what it said, obviously, because it just got there, supposedly, right? So,
but when are they ever on shelves? Go ahead.
Yeah. Right. So they're looking, supposedly. They can't find. So we finally throw in the towel. We bounce. That was day 1. You figured things happen. We was like, all of us was like, yeah, just our luck, right? So now, day 2, another store in our area, theirs came in. So we go to this one, and we're greeted right at the door at 7 a.m. one of the ladies that worked there, she comes up and she says, what are you guys here for? Now, why are you, it's 7 o'clock. So just open the doors. Why did you stop and ask us that? You know, you asked that because you knew why we were there. So open the doors. We all go there. We're all cordial. You know, we single file. Nobody tried to run and get ahead of anyone else. So from the collector's perspective side of everything, we did what we were supposed to do. We behaved, right? So we go back there. They're looking all over the place, right? And turns out that they can't find him. They can't find the box.
Now, mind you, Chubby Teddy Monster Productions is saying, man, this story is too familiar and totally happened to me. So I know everybody's feeling what you're saying right now.
Yeah. So second day, second store, same incident, same product. Okay. Mistakes happen, right? I got that. Mistakes do happen. But now we're starting to blend into the area of coincidence. That could happen too. I personally am not a big believer in coincidence.
Me neither.
Right? So, okay, the story isn't over. Day 3, as in Sunday. Sunday, another store got their shipment in.
Yep.
And this time you were with me. Now
that's right. We had coordinated because I wasn't here the first.
Right.
I didn't want to put myself out there like that. But you know, I'm like, okay, well, if we can come up with a game plan and actually be out there, because that's what the collecting community does. They try to, you know, figure out, okay, go to this one, I'll go to that one. Or in this case, we're just like, we did the math and we're just like, it makes sense to go to just this one.
Right.
And well, yeah, go ahead with that, because I was there for that
Right.
disappointment.
So there were actually
people already out there.
There were people already out there. So to keep it real, we would not have gotten one.
But mind you, those people had to show. Those people actually showed up. Remember, the first few people in line.
They were there
before 6.
They were there before 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
they were out there waiting
with lounge chairs.
Lounge chairs. I mean, that's how, you know. Like I said, I'm not proud of,
like it's Black Friday and this is a PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. You know, I'm not proud of day one, me waiting in the store, waiting for those hours, or not day one, but when Firefly came out, I waited the 3 hours to get a Firefly. I'm not proud of that. I got the Firefly, but you know, you still have to, as a grown man, you got to be like, I'm going through these extremes for a freaking toy, you know? And the answer is yeah, and I'll do it again, you know? So here we are at day 3. Like I said, we would, keeping it real, we would not have gotten one because I ended up being number 7 or 8 in line. And then he rolled up, so number 9. We wouldn't have gotten one, but we were there and we were still there for the BS, right? Lady comes, once again, tell me if this story isn't familiar, comes to the door prior to opening, right? It's like 10 minutes till 7, prior to opening. And she immediately said, if you're here for the Joes, we don't have them. And everybody's looking at one another like, what are you talking about?
Now, mind you, she had a box in her hand, a Hasbro box.
She had a box in her hand, right? And she runs this down. She says that
she points to the sticker on the box, the actual
the box, the case of the item. Right. And she says that the DPCIs got mislabeled. Right. So this was a box full of Monopoly games. She showed us the games. I went up there, even though I had no dog in this race because I was number 8 in line, so I wasn't getting one anyway. I was still, you know, what is going on? It's starting to click in my head. Something is up. Third store, third time that the Vipers aren't there.
Something's afoot.
Yeah. So there's no longer coincidence. Something is going on, right? So she shows us the label. So the label does have the DPCI. You all have been trying to get Vipers, so you know that the last four in the DPCI is 8296. I still know it. Crazy, yep. Right? So it's like there's something up. And then one of the guys in line who, the wild thing about being in line, we're all in it together. You end up meeting people and becoming down with them. Yep. So one of the cats that I met, you know, warriors in line, he said that he and his boy was at a store the day before. They went to a different store from the store that I went to the prior day. Yep. This store was about 20 miles away, but it's still in the same county. They said that the same thing happened, that something got mislabeled. Come on now, 4 stores, 3 days, 3 days, 4 stores.
Now, mind you, in the same area, the same county.
The same county, the same product, and the same faux pas. Come on now.
Now, mind you, okay, so the homie Toast Demon, he says, I feel like one of the biggest problems is the case count. I really have no idea why each store gets 6 figures when the demand is so high. That's something that we've been discussing too. Chubby Teddy Monster Productions. This is crazy. Hasbro really needs to get it together. I feel you. We need KB, Lionel Play World, Circus World back, Toys R Us for that matter. If there was toy retail, we wouldn't be having these problems. That's something we discussed. That's
very
before.
true, and we'll discuss that. We'll discuss that because that's very true.
Yeah.
Let me finish this up because I'll lose my train of thought real quick. Mm-hmm. So that ended up happening. Come that Monday, the final store in our area got them, and I managed to get one. I managed to secure a Viper that day, and then that was it. Everybody was running dry in terms of, you look at Pop Final or whatever, you see no 6. Now we entered the arena of the repack box. The stores were getting restocked, but they was only getting 1 or 2. That automatically meant repack box. I managed to get another Viper, and I believe the only reason I got that other Viper was because it was in a repack box. There was no way,
and not in a case,
right? For an employee, I'll say it. You all you people out there that want to be politically correct and want to make excuses because you don't want to deal with reality. The reality is this: employees are jacking, and it's even worse because I do believe that lady that brought out the Monopoly game, and I do believe whomever told my boys that the same thing happened at the other store. I do believe them, and that means that if that happens, the damn product isn't even making it to the stores. They're getting jacked at the distribution center.
Yes. Yeah. That's why I said it's in the same county and the same area.
Right.
So,
right. So it goes even beyond that. So I mean, think about it, y'all. We don't stand a chance.
The plot thickens.
We don't stand a chance.
The conspiracy is the rabbit hole is way deeper than you can imagine.
So there's that, right? Shout out to a YouTuber. He goes by the name of Iron Ken 3000. He's been campaigning for the last since the first about this. And he keeps it raw and real. You know, we trying to be civil and keep the foul language down, right? He doesn't care. He goes in, right? And he just got through speaking on. He's out of Chicago. They haven't been turning up in any of the Chicago Targets. How is that possible? Mm-hmm. Do you fools that still want to defend? Are you still going to maintain your stance that things happen and that there isn't something going on? And no, ain't no conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy. It's plain and simple jacking.
Yeah. If you worked in retail, I've worked in retail in the past, and it's all the telltale signs that's all internal. Okay, so Super Saiyan Bebo. I hope I said that right. My bad. But it was saying I went to a store early in the morning. One store, they told me that they're unloading the truck, and to come back at noon. I went back and a few people were waiting for like 3 hours, and all of a sudden they can't find the box. That as soon as everyone left, disappointed, the stock went from 6 to 0. Okay, so we understand that. We've been there. This is getting crazy. This is Chubby Teddy Monster Productions. This is getting crazy. They are jacking them at the distribution center. I'm telling you, I wish I could say that we're making this up or there were conspiracy theories, but this is exactly what's happening. Now, what Ruck was saying earlier about the case count, and I know a couple of you guys have mentioned like the case count situation. The reason Hasbro was deciding, okay, let's increase the case count from going from one army builder, one troop builder in a case of multiple other figures to all 6 being in the case. The problem is the targets are getting one case, so that's already bad. It seems like each. And then on top of that, whoever at the distribution center or whatever employee in the back or whatever sees that box, they know exactly what's all in the case. Ruck was able to get a second Viper, luckily, because it was in a repack situation where, you know, in that repack, there's multiple different items.
Right.
It's not
and
like
what they
just
do
all
is they at the source, the distribution center or wherever, they take the cases of whatever they get and they divvy it up. Yeah. Instead of a store getting a case, they may 3 stores get 2, right, or 6 stores get 1 apiece. In this case, the one that I got, the target that I got the second Viper from, they only got 1. Right. And I had to beat out somebody to get that one.
And probably had to beat out employees.
Well, no, because they didn't know.
No, that's what I mean. You probably beat them out because they didn't know.
I'm talking about somebody that knew that there was one there. Right. We both walked in at the same time. Right. He went straight back.
Which app did you use that time? Was it the inventory? Okay, so it's Popfarm.
Yeah. Okay. So he went straight back. I went diagonal. And when we got to the toy section, I ended up in front of him. We went in at the same time, but I ended up in front of him. And we both went into the aisle where most of the Hasbro stuff is, right, with the exception of Star Wars. Star Wars is usually on another aisle next, you know, to the left or right, depending on the store. Right. And he asked me, you here for the G.I. Joe? And I kept looking because I don't want to get distracted to make sure. I knew it wasn't on the peg, but you just in case that the script gets flipped on you, you still check the peg, right? And then he asked again, and my response was repack box. I walked out, saw a lady, talked to a guy. He directed me to a lady that was stocking the things, and she went into the back. I gave her the DPCI and told her that there's only one. And I told her, I said, since there's only one, the chances are high it's in a repack box. She went to the back and came out 2 minutes later. So lucky, didn't have to play the weight game. It was in the very first repack box she opened. Cool. And it was only one. And so I managed to get 2 Vipers. Wow. So, yeah, so I managed to get the 2. I brought up Iron Ken 3000 for a reason out of Chicago, because for those of you that still don't want to subscribe to, they're getting jacked at the distribution center. Yeah. Cool. Don't subscribe to it. I'll give you one where they're getting jacked at the store.
Oh, yeah. I got it. Once I get the link for that video, I'm going to put it out. There's another video he's going to tell you about, but I'm going to put I'm going to put the link for that video at the bottom so you guys can check it out.
He reported in his video that somebody was same situation, case of 6, right? Dude is at the store. He and his boy is at the store. And here's where, once again, like I said, I'm not ashamed. I am ashamed that I, was at my store for 3 hours that one day to get the Firefly. These cats were at their store for 8.
A full work day.
Oh, right. So
full-time work day.
8 hours sending people back there talking about we can't find it, we can't find it, we can't find it. 8 hours is the key here. They waited 8 hours. The reason I brought that up, not to shame them, to make a point. 8 hours. What's 8 hours usually known for? A shift.
It's a work day.
A work day, right?
So you should be getting benefits to wait that long.
They were there at store opening, right? So no figures. Well, they're about to throw in the towel. Then Somebody emerges from the back with a case in their hand. And they hold back thinking that finally, thinking it was going to come and put them on the pegs. Nah, my man went to the front to self-checkout. So they roll up on him as he starts to check out. Dude was like, so you going to do me like that, dude? I've been here 8 hours. What's up? This fool said, you know, we can talk about it when we get outside. And straight up scalping, right? That's a scalp move, right? It gets better. Dude said, nah, we'll take care of it at customer service. They get the customer service, right? To my man who tried to pull that move, to his dismay, he had to give them up. So old boy and his partner got 2 Vipers apiece, right? I don't know what happened to the other 2. I don't know if they made it on the pegs. I don't know if this fool managed to stop the 2. But here's the thing. It was an employee, but not just employee. It was the damn manager. It was a manager, one of the opening managers. Okay? We have no hope if the managers are doing it. They're the ones that have to police.
Who's policing the police?
Yeah. So you got that. So, like I said, there's no hope on that. So, you know, dude said we can handle it. I'm glad my man stood his ground and said, no, we're going to handle it at customer service and did it like that. So that's cool. You know, my man was real with his. We can handle it outside. He was ready to make some loot. Like he's a manager. Yeah. You know, so yeah. So
and mind you, that manager got the employee discount. He was going to be using his employee discount to
on
buy
top
him
of
anyway,
it all. Yeah.
And he's going to try to
it's unbelievable. You know, so there's that. Now,
did you mention about the day you went before the street or before the release date?
Oh, but that's that's even more shameful. I pride myself on being a stand-up guy. Yeah. And
but no good deed goes unpunished.
So I got there. I went to Target on December 31st, just to see if maybe I could get some. They had the case because everybody, if all of you been keeping track leading up to January 1st, stores all over your areas was stocked with day 6 all week long. A lot of you was going every day trying to see if you can cop them. Yeah. Don't front. You know. You
was getting blocked like you was getting blocked like Matumbo.
Yeah, you know exactly. The WAG action was in effect.
Not today.
Right? So I go there, right? Dude, I got with one dude. He went back, got me one, right? And then he asked me, said, how many do you want? I said, I'll take the case, right? Instant army bill. I'm not I'm not a scalper. I'm going to and I only need 5. So
and they're beautiful. Vipers, they're beautiful, man. They're
right?
Beautiful.
Right? Because I'm like, 5. You got a squad and a squad leader. That's how I look at it. I'm, see, I'm playing the military game with the camouflage right there, Marine right here. So,
so you almost got the 6.
He went to the back to get the other 5. Here's where me being me kicks in to my detriment. I said, let me see if it's going to be a waste of my time trying to check these out. I go up there. I go buy the electronics because that's usually how it happens at Target. Hot items come. Instead of them getting on the pegs, they let electronics distribute them. So I go and have the girl there see if I can get it rung up. It locked because street day next day, right? So dude comes out with the other 5. Feel my pain, y'all. For those of you that have not seen a Viper in person,
and he took a picture of it and posted it on IG.
Not only did I manage to see a Viper in person the day before street day,
you almost had 6. Like the number of rings Michael Jordan had.
6. I'm doing signs with my 6. I was like, right. Now, when I say me being me, stand-up cat, at least I try to be. It didn't even cross my mind to do some foul crap like some people do, like, I don't know, go to another part of the store and hide them or something like that, or grab something. I was under the impression that even grabbing another item and run them through, pay for it.
6 times.
I was under the impression that the security, whatever, on the item would cause the alarm to go off when I walk out the door, right? And that's true in some cases. I don't think it's true now that I look back. I don't think it's true for toys, at least for action figures. I don't test it in case I'm wrong. You don't want to be that cat, right? But that's still great. It's on my mind that may have been a possibility that I could have walked out with him for that, or at the very least, I could have been fouled.
Because did you get it the next day when you know the actual date?
Nope. The actual date, I go back there, and unlike the story that I've already told you about them not showing up, obviously this store had them, right? And all I got to see was them getting distributed before it got to me. So I was like number 8 in line or something like that. I saw them get distributed out one at a time until there was no more.
Yep.
So
so
about slipping through the fingers.
And I'm seeing a lot of man. You guys are real passionate about this too, huh? Yeah, you've been there, huh? I see a lot of similar stories in the comments. If you want, you can go back and check. We did the previous rant video. We were talking about the same subject matter. That time we were talking about the Red Ninja and the Cobra Trooper, and I was even saying, I probably even said it on that rant, and I was even saying in our own conversations, there's no way they repeat this. And there's an argument that yes, we might complain about it as collectors and all that, but the thing is, Hasbro and Target are still making their money because whether it be bots or whether it be scalpers or whatever the case may be, their bottom line is being met. Those two companies, their bottom line is being met, and they're selling to somebody. Somebody's making the money, but not all money is good money. And I think a lot of you guys could agree with me on that, because from the looks of these comments from all you guys, it looks like fans. It looks like people who were waiting, like we all were waiting for years to go from the 3.75 inch scale figures to the 6-inch figures, because we watched what was happening with Marvel Legends. We watched what was happening with Star Wars and the Black Series, and everybody. I remember going to Comic-Con for years and hearing, going back 10 years or more, with people going, hey, when is G.I. Joe going to get a shot at the 6-inch scale? And they finally do it, and they do it in what seems like mad limited numbers. I can't tell you, I can count on one hand, maybe 3 stores where I've walked in and I've seen the actual classified series on any pegs. 3 stores, and it usually involved Roadblock, because we know that Roadblock, he came out the gate with 2 different figures, and the number of Roadblocks is out there. Or
the only time in our history, only time in our history where a black man wasn't the minority.
Right. I was just like, so anyway, I said in the last video, Roadblock, and then the Cobra Island Target exclusive is basically Heavy Duty, his cousin Heavy Duty, because why would you put out 2 Roadblocks? Anyway, so I've only been to like 3 stores where I've actually seen them on the peg, and the 3rd store might have been a Walmart, at least a month and a half, 2 months after the first wave of classified series had went out. So are they meeting is the supply meeting the demand? I've seen some comments a little further back were saying that they're not meeting the demand. Yes and no. They're meeting the demand as far as what they're selling, because those bots or the scalpers are buying them, but they're not meeting the demands of the fans, of the collectors. And so what that does is it leaves the door open for bad reviews. You could go on YouTube right now, and I'm sure many of you have already done it. Some of you commenting right now have probably already posted your own stories and your own videos about your bad experiences. So I grew up in an age where customer service was a thing, and one bad review from a customer used to make companies kind of cringe. Like, they're like, we don't want that. Nowadays, it's just like, we don't care. And you can kind of feel that, especially when, and again, I've worked in retail. I know what it's like to get inventory. I actually, not too long ago, worked overnight at Walmart, just as getting the second job or whatever. So I know what it's like to get cases in of things, and put them on the shelves, and then also have this this type of decorum and this type of code where you're just like, yeah, but we can't just stash stuff for us. It has to go out for the customers first. And a lot of management will frown on that. But like Ruck said, who's policing the police? If the manager is doing something like that where they're trying to hold on to stock and then walk out, pay for it themselves, use their employee discount, and then force the customer to pay scalper prices in the parking lot.
I mean, how grimy is that? I mean, let's
Shady.
Let's set that for a hot second, right? Obviously, it's grimy in and of itself, but it's beyond the I want to keep these for myself. This fool knowingly allowed these people to wait 8 hours.
Right.
For his come up. Right? For his come up. He allowed people to wait 8 hours.
Tats and Toys said, you got to go Super Saiyan Karen. Fam, that's the trick. Super Saiyan Karen.
It's just, but to address what you said about it all, this is going to trigger some of you cats because the truth hurts.
Go ahead. I know what you're going to say too.
But
yeah.
You had mentioned
about them still making a bottom line.
That too. I'll address that. So maybe it'll come back to me what you said. But there was something else I wanted to address. It'll probably come back to me. And this is still something that's triggering. At the end of the day,
I know. Yeah.
We're in this together. We have to accept,
all of us,
that what we're talking about, the rage we feel, the pain we're experiencing, the whole nine, the time we're wasting and coming up short / empty, at the end of the day, sit back and brace. And I just remembered what I wanted to say. Sit back and brace. At the end of the day, ultimately, the fault is ours. The fault is out. Yep, that's right. So go on, get it out. What? Get it all out.
Yeah.
I'll give you 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Uno, dos, you're done. Listen. At the end of the day, it's on us. It's our fault. Why? Because we are the ones that acted like a damn fool, grown-ass men, 6 a.m, waiting an hour to get in the store for some toys. At some point, and this started with the Cobra Trooper, at some point, those that don't know what's going on, those that are ignorant are going to ask, what is all the hoopla? And we're in the digital age. We all walk around with computers in our back pockets.
That's true.
All they had to do was look it up. What's the big deal about this crap? And then they go to eBay, they put it in, and the very first doggone auction they see will show $150 for something. Yeah. So that, oh wow, right? So ding. So that's on us. We make a big deal out of it, and so everybody's on board now. We only really, when it came to the Cobra Trooper at first and whatever else you collect that's a hot item, only had to deal with scalpers, scalper bots, what have you.
Right.
Our hysteria has brought in more. You know what I'm saying? Now we have to contend with employees. Yeah. We have to contend with fools at the distribution center jacking them before they even make them onto trucks. That's on us because we built these toys up to be more than toys. Right. That's on us. Can't get the crap back in the horse.
No,
now,
you can't. Yeah, you can't get the toothpaste back in the
tube.
The tube.
But
it's that's where we are.
Right.
I feel like if we had, we always talk about me and Ruck like to reminisce about when because we're adults. We've been adults for a while, but there was a time I can remember.
Vin Vega, I see your question there. I'm going to address your question. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Oh, no doubt.
He's got a good question there. We were discussing that prior to the stream going on.
No. Actually, Trooper and Viper, then best Hasbro action figures ever. Where's the question that you saw?
Vin Vega. He said, well, what do we do then?
Okay, go ahead.
Or
No,
she.
answer that. Answer that.
I can't see the thumbnail, so I don't know what the gen.
It's just a V. Yeah,
okay.
It's just a V. Yeah.
We were discussing that. People have come up with all kinds of solutions. That people want to talk about more supply. You guys have to understand. You have to look at it from a business standpoint. I try to play devil's advocate, even if I'm on the wrong side of the equation. I still try to see both sides. From a business standpoint, doesn't target Hasbro to oversupply, because the one thing that Target doesn't want is to have peg warmers. They don't want to. They have to pay for that product, and then they stay on the pegs for forever, and then eventually you make it to the clearance at reduced prices, right? That's not good for anybody, because most of the time what ends up happening is things that are still on the pegs prevent new things from getting on the pegs.
True.
So you have to keep that in mind. Overstocking, oversaturating the area, that's not the key. I think the key is this, and this is what I was discussing with Reg prior to this. I think the first thing that has to be done is find a way to neutralize, if you can't do that, at least impede to the best of the ability the bots. That's the first thing, right? You can find a way, and I know that can happen because other businesses are able to do it. So that can happen. Do away with, find a way to neutralize the bots. That's the first wave, first line of defense. Second line of defense is this.
We're talking about restock too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, with restock, period.
Yeah.
Period. I mean, bots are automatic. These fools have bots set up to 12 midnight, bam, 12:01 rather, bam. They come on and start eating up stuff. That's how it works, or whatever time, because a lot of times Hasbro will say at such and such a time, meaning 1 o'clock West Coast time, PST time, 4 o'clock EST, right? That's normally what happens when they have their Mando Mondays and Fan First Fridays and all that. Anything new that's going to be up for order or pre-order goes up for us, we're in the West Coast.
So yeah,
1 o'clock, 4 o'clock for East Coast, and
1 p.m.
go Central, whatever time that is, 3 o'clock, whatever. Right, that's usually how it goes, and then of course 0.03 seconds later it's done. If it's something worth the bit, right? Like the Viper and Firefly.
Yeah.
So that's the first line of defense right there. The second line, once again, brace for it here. Nothing in store. Since you did away with the bots, everything is ordered online, and you won't like this part because it's problematic. Once again, you limit customers 1 or 2 per customer.
Army building, right? that hurts, but I get it.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing. If you do it that way, feel me on this, y'all. If you do it that way, you now level the playing field. Okay? You level the playing field. If we can only order it online, you could be a scalper for all live long day. You'll be behind your computer, I'm behind mine. Right. We can both order R2 at the same time. You're not you ain't hogging it up. Now, you may go back and order more, but you have to do it one at a time.
And it takes away that crooked, shady employee factor,
right.
too.
And it eliminates the shady employee factor. It eliminates the shady truck driver or loader.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Those get eliminated.
Yeah.
So you've eliminated the truck driver. You've eliminated the shady employee, including freaking managers.
Yep.
Right? You eliminate, you reduce greatly the scalpers.
Yeah.
You put the scalpers on the same playing field with you. You're never going to get rid of the scalpers. We can't do it. It'd be nice if I could do the Thanos thing.
This wouldn't
be done.
Yeah. This wouldn't be the United States of America.
Right.
No offense, but
online is the key for certain for stuff like that. Online. I mean, obviously can't be everything in the world.
Yeah.
But people or organizations like Hasbro, they know what's up.
I wanna answer this question real quick. Vin Vega chimed back in with, do you think they were ready for I'm assuming you're talking about Hasbro, were ready for 45 plus old reliving that 85 madness of G.I. Joe. Yes, they actually now Ready is a whole different description and definition that you got to define, but they were targeting is a different story. Now, mind you, if they were targeting young kids to try to reintroduce G.I. Joe, which isn't going to happen because G.I. Joe is a militarized toy line. And I have a career working with kids. I've been a child care expert for years. That is not the direction that corporations want to go in when it comes to kids. They're not trying to market the Marine Corps, the Army, the Navy. They're not trying to market that to kids. But what they were trying to do was go, hey, these older heads have been asking for a 6-inch line of Joes. Again, this has been more than 10 years in the making, possibly even 15 years. That was the running thing when I would be at Comic-Con, that grown men and women, fans of G.I. Joe that grew up with it in the 80s, were coming up to the Hasbro staff and asking them about, because they're readily available to talk to. So everybody was asking about 6-inch Joes. And it wasn't little 10-year-olds coming up and asking about it. It was 40-year-olds and 30-year-olds. So that was marketed towards us as collectors. But the issue was, they were like, but at the same time, we put out stuff for collectors. Like, for instance, Studio Series. Studio Series, yes, this is Studio Series 86. It's Scourge from the Transformers, the movie or whatever. And yes, it's for the adult collectors, just like they have Cyberverse and Bumblebee, Buzzworthy Bumblebee. They have different Transformer lines that are targeted towards kids. But the thing is, even when they put out stuff for collectors, they are hoping that it will catch on, catch some fire with the kids too. Because a parent goes in and goes, I'm going to buy this for me, and I'm going to buy some bots for my little toddler. So they are hoping to get a bit of that kid market too. But with G.I. Joe, it more came down to, well, how many are we really going to sell? Now, I don't know the inner workings of why they decided to go with an exclusive with Target, especially after the first run. I don't know how long their contract is with Target on these exclusives, but with the demise of Toys R Us and actual toy stores like KB and all that,
that's where the problem.
That's the problem, and that was addressed.
Right.
I saw that comment earlier.
And you mentioned that prior to going live,
right?
And I mean, when we lost the brick and mortar toy store, and these companies had to start relying on the big box stores that are left, i.e. the Targets and Walmarts of the world,
right?
You know, and I mean, they even got GameStop in on it. You know, if you go back, this is 2021. I would say if you go back to like 2015 and prior, GameStop wasn't known for.
No, absolutely.
They would have collectible type stuff. You might see Funko Pops or things of that nature, or some statues of superheroes.
They would have what you call a gallery, the Marvel gallery,
stuff
figures,
like that.
Like that.
They'd have stuff like that. They didn't have action figures and things of that nature, but the void needed to be filled.
Right.
You know, the wild thing about Toys R Us and KB Toys and all of those other stores, because they were straight up toy stores, they would get in, they'd get resupplied. I'm not going to say they got resupplied lightning quick, but definitely quicker than what's going on. Something you guys may have noticed earlier this week, if you've been trying to see when Viper or Firefly would come back in, you may have noticed that today's Friday. I think, was it Monday? I told you this, Monday or Tuesday, one of those 2 days.
Yep.
I refreshed my page. I had it on the page. I left for a minute and came back, refreshed it, and it went from out of stock to sold out. Right, and it sold out, and it just said sold out. It didn't say in my area. It sold out as in they're done. Yeah. Right. So I discussed with him and said possibly what happened was Target finally got around to shipping out all of those pre-orders, so their supply is totally drained right now. And then after that, since then, no store. I've been putting in all kinds of zip codes. out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. Nobody's getting anything, you know, because they don't have anything to get.
Now, mind you, this
right
happened.
now.
This happened before what? 2 months, 3 months after the first run of Classified series.
Mm-hmm.
That started happening. That was happening, but that was after 3 months. This is after
a week,
2 weeks, maybe not even.
Today's the 15th. Not even 2 weeks.
Not even 2
10
weeks.
days.
Not
10
even
days.
2 weeks.
10 days.
Something went horribly wrong. Let me again. Tats and toys. Y'all keep sleeping on the Super Saiyan Karen. It works, fam. Trust me, I see that. I don't know if I could pull that off. I'm not gonna lie. I'm black.
I'm in the law.
Black. I don't know if it's gonna work.
I don't understand.
I'm not gonna lie.
What's the game?
Super Saiyan? You know, from Dragon Ball Z. You know, get super powered up and then go Karen on them. I ain't gonna lie. Toys and Tats. You let me know where that might work at for a black man. And I'll try it, but I'm kind of skittish on that.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't know if that's gonna work.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. I can't go out that way either because under normal circumstances, my normal gait, my normal demeanor, I always look like I'm pissed off anyway, even when I've got nothing going on.
And not
that
just
puts
that,
me already a couple steps.
You know
behind.
how they say 0 to 60, or like Drake says 0 to 100 real quick. I normally float. I know I'm pretty nice, and don't get me wrong. Those of you that follow my channel, I'm a pretty nice dude. But normally where my temperature floats at is about a 74, 75. So it ain't 0 to 100. I'm usually simmering at about 74, 75. So I'm learning in my old age to try to be a little bit more laid back, a little bit more chilled out. And yes, this whole situation is frustrating. That's why there's so many of you guys commenting on it, because you guys have similar experiences. That's why there's so many videos about it. And the whole community, the collecting community at least, we're all trying to figure out what's the best way to do it. But the sad thing is, it's not even really up to us. The only power we have is this. I mean, if the only power we have is if we walked away. It was just like, because I've seen some people say, I'm done with Joe's. I'm done with Classified series. I even told Ruck that. I was like, I'm not that I'm done. I'm more like, I'm not tripping on it. I'm not, you know, no more. I'm not 7 a.m. in it no more. I'm not refreshing things. I would have to literally have to be out and about and then go, oh shoot, they got some Vipers on the show. At this point, I feel like that because at this point in my life, my time is too valuable. And for those of you that are out there, you're still in the struggle, you're still on the hunt, because it's the thrill of the hunt. Don't get me wrong. Let's talk about that real quick. A lot of us don't want to see it all just go online because we do like that old school feeling of walking in somewhere and scoring that trophy.
No, not all of stuff. Like that's what I was about to say.
No. Yeah, you said not all of it.
Not, you know, Hasbro know what's up.
Yeah.
They know what's going to be hot and what's not.
Right.
Do it like that. I mean, why not? I mean, Hasbro has Pulse exclusives.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Amazon has exclusives. You can't. There's no brick and mortar Amazon.
But even just trust me. No matter what it is, I love the hunt. I do love the hunt. Now, are you supposed to be prepared for some disappointment in a hunt? Absolutely. That should be part of the game. But it shouldn't be where the whole deck is so stacked against you. Like, you shouldn't go on a hunt. Like, let's say you go deer hunting in real life. It shouldn't be a situation where you going deer hunting and you got giant wildebeest or whatever out there trying to chop your head off. There's no deer available whatsoever because the bears have already eaten all the, you know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be where there's just no chance for you to go hunt. Now, as just somebody who, you know, grew up walking in the stores and loving the feeling of going into Toys R Us when I was a kid and getting what you came to look for, yeah, we want that old feeling back. Are we going to get that? No. I talked about that in a few videos ago when I reviewed the Snake Mountain. I'm like, no, that 80s feeling of walking in somewhere and seeing an entire row full of whatever franchise or brand that you're a fan of, and all the bases and from the little figure all the way to the giant base, those days are over. And I understand that we live in a different world nowadays, but it shouldn't be where the chips are so stacked against you that it's this many people commenting with the same horrible experience. And hopefully somebody's actually listening, because even during Hasbro PulseCon, it felt like nobody wanted to address the big, ugly pink elephant in the room, which was we didn't want any exclusives and definitely no Target exclusive. And for the second go round, it's going worse than it did the first go round. And we just want to find out if there's ever going to be any answer from either of those entities, whether it be Hasbro, whether it be Target.
Vin Vega, I feel your pain. I know what you're talking about, and I'm older than you are. Mm-hmm. So word up, we want what we want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. Facts. Yo, man, we pretty much almost an hour in. Yo, I want to thank you all for tuning in and letting us vent, and we got a chance to see you guys vent. Continue to leave your comments down below. Upcoming for me for the channel for Toys, Noise, and Action Figures. We are in the month of January, so that means we are knee deep in Unicron territory. So the HasLab people that back Unicron, or you're curious to see a review on it, hopefully that'll be coming up real soon. I know they did update number 4 for the HasLab project, and it was just basically them dropping a box to show how durable the box was. So I didn't really cover that, but that's going to be coming up hopefully soon. We'll be getting notifications about Unicron coming up. This is the year of some HasLab, beautiful HasLab things coming down, because we have the Sentinels coming out by late summer, I believe, something like that.
It's supposed to be the fall, but the crest is supposed to be the fall too.
And so the Razor Crest is supposed
something
to be
is going to come out first. So I think you anticipate that the Sentinel will be during the summer.
I hope.
If
I'm
not
hoping.
The spring. It'd be nice if it's the spring.
We need some good news for the summer, regardless, because as of right now, I'm not hearing nothing about Comic-Con.
As far as back on the Joe situation, before we sign off.
Yeah.
As far as good news is concerned, this may be some good news for you cats. Be on the lookout. Starting tomorrow, there might be, you may find Red Ninjas being restocked.
Yep.
And I say this with full confidence because I've got 2 cases at my PO box. So
and the what you call it? Not just the Red Ninjas, but the trooper, the infantryman.
That's next month. That's February.
Yeah, that's what I mean for February. That's coming up.
February. February, that's coming up. But I'm talking about, Red Ninja was from the first Cobra Island wave. They're being restocked now, late as hell. But yeah, they come. So
that was general release too, wasn't it?
No, Cobra Island. Well,
no, Red Ninja. Red Ninja
isn't Cobra Island.
No, Red Ninja was because it was at
that was general release. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Because I got
Walgreens.
I got 2 at Walgreens. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So if you all are still check, because that was hard to find too, look for those general release. Look for some Red Ninjas. All right. Me, I plan on using one of my pieces.
Is that Armin? Armin, what's up, dude? Hey, remember Armin? We was at Comic-Con and we was like, yo, they're not gonna let us.
I remember.
Yeah, my homeboy Armin.
Yeah. What's up, dude?
What's up, Armin?
What's up?
Yo, crazy thing, Armin, I was actually just thinking about you yesterday, and I was like, I gotta reach out to him and Jay and see how they been. Man, Armin, you my brother. I love you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I'm still out here going through it and dealing with it. Anyway.
So that's what's up. So be on the lookout for that. We all in this together. Like I said, I know what I said earlier probably triggered some of y'all and that was the thing that I had forgotten about.
Yeah.
About what you was talking about. The problem with what you had said is that we are people getting their feelings. It's too easy. Yeah. People are of the mind, I can just complain. And we're in this cancel culture. That's why people refrain. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason why it ain't happening the way, because people ain't trying to get canceled. I couldn't care less about it.
I got you.
Because I think that's stupid.
Right.
Worrying about what the next fool thinks.
Right.
Buy my action figures and maybe you'll have a say in my actions.
Right,
Go ahead, buy my figures.
Pay a few bills too. Yeah. While you're at it, pay a few bills.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah. So for me, we're all in this together. Just stay diligent. I know some cats have bailed, abandoned ship, ejected, got tired, done.
Yeah. Got frustrated.
Got frustrated and all that. I feel you. That's that's what you feel you got to do. That's what you got to do because I mean, your mental health is the first thing.
Tats and toys. Remember, channel your inner Karen.
Word.
Hey yo, I might have to try that.
I already had. Remember, I had an incident with the inner Karen.
Hey, remember I had to give them the Karen at the Comic-Con. They almost had to escort me out.
I had my inner Karen come out for the Deadpool Negasonic 2-pack.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah,
a month or so ago.
Yeah.
On that BS.
Anthony's Arcade, man, awesome tour room. Hey, I appreciate that, fam. Thank you very much. This is my fortress of solitude, if you will. Thank you very much.
It's pretty nice up in here.
Thank you.
It's not, he's got it. I mean, you only see what you can see, and hopefully that's impressive enough. But you ain't seen nothing.
Hey, yo, this guy right here, he's a little bit too modest. He's a little bit too modest. I've been by his house, and I got a man room. He has a man house, so that's not bad. Yo, also I had a lot of fun doing this live. This is the first live I've actually done on YouTube, and this was off a suggestion. I'll give him a shout out on the next video, but it was off of a suggestion. I can't remember the name, but I got a suggestion from one of my last videos. Actually, it was the video of the first Target rant that we did, and I had somebody saying, "Hey, you need to do a live about this." So I appreciate that, and trust and believe. I try to check everybody's comments on the page. I try to hear exactly what everybody's talking about because we're all in the same community. We're all in this really together. Most of us are from the same generation. But if we're not, we still have the same passion about everything. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in and checking it out.
Super Saiyan Bebo. We will.
We will. Channel your.
No. He said.
Yeah.
Y'all should do more rant.
Y'all should do more. Oh yeah. There's plenty to rant about. I told him when after the first, and he started going through some nonsense with this Viper situation and the Firefly situation. I was like, man, we got to do a part 2. So hey, so check it out. I will be back. We will be back. And tuning and talking about some of the stuff that's going on with the community and everything like that. Again, look forward to that Unicron video. Hopefully that'll be coming real soon. We want to wish you guys peace and love. Again, be good to yourselves, be good to others, show empathy, open your toys, play with them. You deserve it. Peace.
It's your knuckle, Big Rucker, humming coming at you. We'll see you again soon.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Yeah, that was fun.